Everyone, Brandon Stewart here with Atchman Studios. Today I thought we would talk a little about this elusive concept called inspiration. What is it? How do you get it? Where does it come from? Is it magic? Let's talk about it. So what is inspiration? So short of busting out the dictionary and reading from that, I'll just give you what I think it is. I've always looked at inspiration as the fuel for creativity. Now, we're all creative on some level. It just gets kicked out of us through education and jobs and real life. We can no longer indulge in sitting down and coloring in coloring books because we've got bills to pay and things like that. But what happens when we want to make time for doing creative stuff? Knitting, drawing, painting, whatever. How do we get inspired when the weight of the world is crashing down on us and says, no, you have to go to work. You have to wash clothes. You have to do the dishes. Well, yeah, you do have to still do all of those things, but you can take moments for yourself and say, I'm going to draw something. I haven't drawn in 40 years. Why not sit down and draw a horrible stick figure? At least it's something. So when we finally find the energy to make something, to create something, where do we get the inspiration to make it real? Well, the whole world is full of inspirations. Not all inspiration has to be good. Not all inspiration has to be bad. I personally dig through books a lot, whether reading them or just going through books to have a bunch of pictures from artists that I admire. Going back to the bad, sometimes really crappy parts of life can be an amazing inspiration for creative endeavors. In fact, most of the things that I'm proud of, art books, comic books, stories that I've written, have come out of parts in life that weren't really all that great. So inspiration's everywhere. And you just got to be open to the idea of creating something first, come up with an idea, and then find the inspiration later. This idea that inspiration is this like floating energy that lands on people and that's why they're inspired is not accurate. You got to work at this stuff. It doesn't just land. Yes, every now and then you wake up more inspired than other days, but the fact of the matter is you got to seek it. You got to look for it. You got to be open to it and accept the fact that being creative, even if it's fun, is hard work. It's a lot of time and a lot of emotion invested in creating anything, even simple stuff. You're still putting part of yourself into it. And waiting around for inspiration, waiting around for that magic lightning bolt to hit you is crap. It's not going to happen. Seek it, look for it, put in the time, be open to being inspired by something different or new or scary or horrible feeling. It's part of the deal. So I don't mean to take away the romanticized idea of inspiration being magical, because it certainly can be when you create something out of capturing that inspiration. But oftentimes it's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety and sometimes depression. I don't mean to be negative or a downer here, but if you're going to wait around for the perfect time, that perfect inspiration, that project that's been on your mind will never get done. So sit down at the table, grab a pencil, grab whatever tool you choose, and make something. That's where inspiration comes from. It comes from working hard and putting in the time and being inspired by accepting that inspiration isn't always going to be there. Put in the work. So that's all I got. I apologize if it came off sort of negative, but it's not. because inspiration is out there. You just got to look for it and put in the time, put in the hard work. All right, guys, let's talk about it. Tell me how you're inspired, because that inspires me. All right, take care.